Hey guys, welcome to another how-to video. This is actually my third one today. I've been putting in a lot of work today on these how-tos and on these cars, and it takes me a little bit longer to do it with the video, but I still enjoy it. Now I'm going to be doing a tank car, and I honestly hate working with tank cars because they're harder to work with and there's all these little parts on there and stuff, but when they're done, they usually come out really well. Here's one that I did yesterday, my Southern Pacific here, and you can see how the rust came out on top. And I really like how that one turned out, but I'm not going to do as heavy weathering on this one. I'm going to do it a little lighter. I'm going to kind of loosely base it off of this. So we're going to do the darkened wheels and have a little bit of white on there, but it's probably still not even going to be as weathered as that. So yeah, this is going to be my next project, and what I'm going to be using is I'm probably just going to be using for paint these acrylic paints, melted chocolate and black for the trucks, and then I'm going to be using this dark earth Monroe Models powder and this chalky white Monroe Models powder. You also need brushes, separate brushes for the paint and for the powders. You don't use the same ones. You'll need Q-tips. I'm going to be using this Tester's Dull Coat. You start out by spraying a light layer about a foot of, you hold the can about a foot above of the model and spray it on there, and then you'll use that before and after. Before, so that it has the powders and paint have a good base, and after to make sure that they're sealed well. And then I also use plastic gloves so that I don't get my fingertips on there, which some fingertips might show up on this model because they do a lot of times on these tank cars, but I'm going to take a Q-tip and just kind of wipe it off as best as I can to just try and get all my fingertips off there. But I'm going to dull coat this quick, put some gloves on, and get ready to roll from there. Alright, we've got it all primed with that Tester's Dull Coat, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by taking off the trucks because we really want to get a good area of splatter from the trucks at the bottom there. So I just need a little Phillips screwdriver, and I'm going to take off the trucks real quick. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I'm also going to be using this burnt umber. I might have, but I don't recall saying it, but the burnt umber is going to be in the wheels. So I'm going to be using that for the wheels. I'll start off by doing the trucks. Since they're already off, it'll be pretty easy. And then once we're done with the trucks, we'll roll right into the model. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my nice decent sized brush here. I have my melted chocolate and my black here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of black, mix it in with a little bit of brown, and try and get that nice brownish blackish mixture. Just like that. And now that's what I'm going to use on my trucks to get a nice base grime on these trucks. Flip it around, being very careful that I don't touch the paint. And then do it again. I'm sorry, I didn't put it in the camera at all. I hope you guys are enjoying these tutorials. I don't know if anyone's going to use them ever, because I know there are a lot out there. But there's always different techniques that people use. And so I figured I'd put in my 10 cents. And if you are using it, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know that this work that I'm putting in here is helping you guys out. Give me a second here to get that good color. Alright, now, oh wait, I only did one side. Oh wait, no I didn't, I did both sides. Set this one up a little bit better. Now I'm going to give those a little bit just to dry, and then we'll work on the wheels themselves. Alright, I let these dry for a little bit. And now I'm gonna add in the rust on the wheels. So I'm taking my smaller brush here, and I'm grabbing that burnt umber. And then I'm gonna start placing that rust right in there. It's a little bit harder with it not on the model, but I just kind of want to get the trucks out of the way. Now again, we're going to use that X-Acto knife on the wheels there to take the paints off the side. There we go, nice coat in there, and then you can also hit up these springs and stuff. Now once we add the powder in there, that's what's really gonna finish it. Really gonna give it a nice finish. Get a nice coat in there, and then also what you're gonna do is you're gonna get the backs of the wheel. And then try and hit up that axle too if you can. Because on a tank car, it's a lot easier to see the entire truck and the whole wheel and axle system than it is on a box car or a hopper or anything like that, because there's so much open space under our tank car. Oh, I've been doing that all off camera. So yeah, we're just hitting up this axle a little bit. So yeah, that's how you do that. I'm gonna finish up painting these trucks, and then I will come back to you guys and we'll keep going. Alright, well I finished up the paint on my trucks, and now I'm just gonna finish them up. So I'm gonna do the powder right away too, this dark earth powder. And this will really give you that good dirt look on those cars. Or on those wheels, I mean. So dab in a little bit, and then I dab it back into the lid. Pick up my wheel here, and then I'll throw that dark earth in there. And you see how that really comes out nicely. And then you can also throw it on the truck a little bit. Give it a little bit more here. Do it on the other wheel. And just like that, you have your dirty wheel that you're looking for. Now, what we also want to do is we want to take our X-Acto knife and use the dull end of it, the dull side, to scratch off the edge of the wheel here, because that's what hits frogs, and at railroad crossings it could hit the other stuff too. So you just take it and slide it on there as you rotate the wheel. Just hold it to the wheel, to the edge there. I'm having a hard time with this, but it's coming along. See how that turned out? All nice and shiny there compared to that one. I'll do it again on this one. And there we go, we have a nice turnout. That's how you want your trucks to look. Now I'm going to finish them up off camera, and then we'll get into the actual body of the car itself. Now I finished up these wheel sets here, so I'm going to put them off to the side. And next what we're going to do is we're going to roll right into the bottom of this rail car. Now what we want to do is we want to simulate mud and grime kicking up from where the trucks would be. So we're going to come into this area and we're going to spread some of what we were using before on the trucks with that black and that brown coming together to make that grime look. Now we'll start right here, kind of where, maybe up a little bit here, kind of where the trucks would be. That should be your biggest part. Now you want to make sure that when you do it, you kind of do it in the fashion where I'm doing it, where the closer to the actual truck it is, the thicker it is, and then as you keep going back, it gets a little less thick. See how that works? Pretty easy. Pretty easy. Flip it over. And just do it again. Now here you got to be careful because you have that bar there. But you just want to work around it as best as you can. And that's about all you need to do for that. Now we'll add some powders later. But I'm going to do the other side quick, and I'll just do that off camera to make it a little quicker. Now I've let these mud splatters on the bottom sit and dry for a little bit, and now we're going to do them on the ends. So just keep going with that brown and that black. Make sure you're getting a nice mixture. And now we're going to figure out where our wheels would be. So just kind of place them down there. Right there. And then do it again on the other side. there, and there. We got our wheel spots, and now we just work it up from there. And you can kind of make it come together at the bottom here. And then you want to make sure that you hit your walkway there. Now we're going to hit all this with the powder in a second here. Because if you've been watching my tutorials, you know I love those powders and really how they turn out. Don't worry, I'm going to clean that up with a... I'm going to clean that up. This one is a little bit rougher compared to the first one, but we're still doing alright. Alright, that'll work. Not too bad there. Now we have all that done. We're going to roll into our powders. So obviously you can make mistakes while doing this. I just kind of did, but you just keep pushing through it because weathering's never going to look perfect on models or real rail cars themselves. So now I take that brown earth powder and I start throwing it on there. Just following that trail that I made with the paint. Go ahead and hit up all this undercarriage stuff. You can also hit up these bars. Bottom of the ladder here. All these little detail parts that you have near the trucks here can just be hit ever so slightly. And now we can also hit the ends. Now the ends, like I said, they weren't perfect, but they'll do. We'll do all right. There we are. Now, what's next is hitting the top of it with some white powder and bringing down little streaks with that white powder. So what I'm going to do is, in fact, I'm going to flip over this sheet of paper so we don't have any brown powder sticking up and out. I'm going to bring over our white powder, chalky white here, and I'm just going to make a streak right down there. Dab it in here, knock out the excess, and run it down. I'm going to do a couple layers here because I want it to be kind of a very white area. Alright, that didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it to. So we'll just add a little bit more. That looks pretty good. Just like that. That looks good. I like that. Now I'm gonna do a soft, very soft layer on top here, just to make it appear to be a little bit faded. Now with that, I'm going to go in circles. I'm going to go in circles so that you can't see the bristles. Now you get that faded look. I'm going to do 3 light ones down on sides down on this one. They're just going to be real light. I'm going to do 3 of them. Clean them up with a Q-tip. And that's about all we're going to do, except we are going to add a little bit of white onto the ends. Just a little bit. Just to make that appear faded also. And there you have it. Alright, I'm going to get it back on the trucks and then we'll show you the final product here. Alright, putting it back on the trucks, I really like how it looks. I like how it turned out. Turned out good. A little bit of white on here that we don't want. Just like that, looks good. Now I put that finishing cover of seal coat on, or sorry, dull coat on, and that's it for this model. So I hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial, and I'll get another tutorial up for you pretty soon here. I'm not sure if I'll do another one tonight, but I think I might. Alright guys, I will see you later, and let me know in the comments if this tutorial helped you, or if you used it or not. Alright, see you later.